Okay. What's up? This is Icon for Hire. You're watching Pop to Flavors.
Alright, what's up guys? Ash Pop the Flavors here, and I got some of Icon for Hire with me finally. What is up?
Not much. How are you?
I'm awesome. I'm here. So, you want to introduce yourself?
Hi, I'm Ariel.
I'm Adam. I play the drums.
Okay, now, Ariel, I have a personal question for you.
What you got?
Alright, it kind of looks like Ariel, your name. Does it bug you when people say Ariel?
No, it doesn't bother me because, I mean, that's probably what I would say it as too, but that's why when I sign signatures, I sign it R-E-L, 3 letters.
Okay.
And that way people know how to pronounce it. And it also helps me know, like, who I've met before. And it helps me remember. Because when I say my name right, like, you better believe we had a history together. And then I have to quickly figure out where we met and what our history is. So it's...
So you got, like, a short-term or...
What?
Short-term memory, like...
Oh, no, you just meet so many people, you know?
I understand,
so
I understand.
You can't
All
keep
right.
track as well as you'd like to.
Okay, so let's talk about the last album. Came out in 2011,
Mm-hmm.
correct? Okay, so how did it do?
It
did awesome, in my opinion.
Thank you. We've been super excited about the response that we've gotten because the reason that we write music is to not like impress people with how creative we are, but to make an impact, but like to connect with the listeners. You know what I'm saying?
Definitely.
And the fact that we've been able to connect with our listeners was amazing, and it's very satisfying and rewarding, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely. You have those deep lyrics that when someone connects, even when they're down here and you're singing it, you could probably tell when they're going through that emotionally.
Yeah.
And what's it like to feel that?
It's epic. It's why we do what we do. It's like the fuel in our tanks for, you know, how we can keep sleeping in the van night after night and eating gross food or not eating enough at all and all that because of those connections. And lately we've been getting some really cool stories with kids coming up after the show and like not even you can't like sit and talk for 30 minutes, but just a couple seconds of sharing their story, and we can hear sometimes the help that our music has been. Like that helps us, you know. It's not just like a one-way thing. It goes both ways, and so it's so cool that music can help people inspire each other and keep each other alive and functioning. It's a really, really cool thing to be a part of.
Yeah, definitely. So you've been touring on this album for over a year now.
Yeah, like a year and a half.
It seems like you're constantly touring.
I know.
Constantly, you're always on the road. When was the last time you were home?
Well, when you tour for as long as we have, you do get to go home because we live in the middle of the country.
Okay.
But it's never, you don't really think of it as having to break because by the time you unpack, you do laundry and then...
You just pack again.
Yeah,
and the next thing.
And everything in between, you're repairing gear, you're ordering merchandise, you never really have time to turn off. So we're heading off the road actually at the end of this tour in November, and we have a couple things lined up, but it'll be the first time since we started touring that we're actually going to have a break, and even then it's not really a break because we're writing the new record. So
we have the hometown show.
We have a hometown show. We're going to Germany, so...
Germany.
We're like going to call it a break so we feel better about it, but it's not.
It's not a break.
It's not a break. I don't know why we think it will be. Hopefully we can.
Maybe some of it will be.
Yeah.
We'll see.
Okay. And you mentioned the new album there. Can you tell us anything about it?
Well, I can tell you that because we've been on the road, we have not written it. So we don't have a tour bus. We are in a 15-passenger van, so it's not like we have the studio set up permanently like a lot of bands are able to do. And so it's anyone's guess what we're gonna do, but it's very abstract. You know, music is so abstract. It's like I would almost rather like paint what it's gonna look like than try to put it into words. But we want it to be heavier, and we want it to be poppier as well, and have more really fun production stuff, a bit of hip-hop flavor, and we want to carry the honesty that Scripted had into the lyrics.
That's beautiful.
10 steps further on this next one. So.
Yeah, I heard that you rap.
Cool. I'm glad people think that.
Yeah. Well, I heard it on a YouTube video actually.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah. Was she in it?
Yeah,
I think she was. That you're a rap and that you wanted to do some of that on the next album. Are we gonna see that?
We actually, right before you guys got here, we were eating dinner, and right before dinner, I got a email from a friend of ours who knows a lot of hip hop producers, and we really are wanting to go in some ways with a different type of a different flavor. I mean, rock has grown in a lot of ways kind of stale in a lot of people's eyes, and I know we're bored with some things. So we're all fans of hip hop, different types of hip hop, and she does rap, and she's pretty good at it actually.
Yeah.
So we thought, what the heck, let's take a risk and go with a hip hop producer on this next record, hopefully, and see what comes of it. So
that's exciting.
It is, you know, like I think obviously everyone who listens to our music probably knows that I like love Linkin Park and Rage
Yes.
Against the Machine, and they've got obviously, if not hip hop, at least spoken word, you know, and all that, and they've got so much passion, and I love it because I talk really fast. I'm trying not to, but normally I talk really fast. It's because I need to shove a lot of words in, and that's what it allows you to do. The word count can just be completely expanded if you do it that way, and you can say so much more in such a short amount of time, and it's a cool flavor. And like he was saying, with rock getting stale, it's like, we're always going to love that heavy side, but how can we bring it in a fresh, like, really cool way, you know, something new.
That is awesome. So it's still going to have the guitars and everything, though?
No, we're probably just going to keep the voice at home. Yeah, totally.
Okay.
I think we'll always be a rock band at heart,
That's good.
but I think we're too different as people and too much artists and musicians to not want to go explore different things. Some bands like Linkin Park wait, 5 albums into their career to really change things up. We want to do it on our second one because now that we listened to the first one, we had a list a mile long of things we wish we would have done differently. And so rather than waiting to that 5th record to do it or 6th record, it's like, what the heck, let's do it on our second. And if it works, it works, great. If not...
Now, you talk about Linkin Park a lot, and you wear Linkin Park a lot.
Yes, it is.
So, Linkin Park, do you dream of touring with them, or what is the ultimate dream with Linkin Park here?
Yeah, I mean, I would love to tour them. The reason I bring them up so much is because of the impact that they had on me. And it was such an inspiration to me to want to be a musician and to see, like, oh my gosh, like some 25-year-old dude musician can impact little 14-year-old me like so much, and all my friends, and that was our entire lives. And I was like, if music is that powerful and this life-changing, what could I do with it too? Like, it just made me want to recycle that and see, like, that's why it's such a driving thing. And so a lot of times when I'm like wearing the shirts and all that, it's such a reminder to me of the lifesaver that it was to me, and it still is sometimes, and that's what we want to do. So.
Okay.
But yeah, we'd love to tour them. So.
Well, who's your ultimate tour that you would like to be on tour with?
We say
'cause you've toured with a lot.
That is different for every band member.
30 Seconds to Mars we've talked about.
What about you?
That would be cool.
For me, for our band, or me personally? Big
You
difference.
personally.
Me personally.
Who do you want to tour with?
Pantera, but that's impossible because they no longer exist, unfortunately.
Maybe they'll do a little reunion and
But for our band, I would say Linkin Park, 30 Seconds to Mars, or even like a No Doubt or like Black Eyed Peas tour.
That would be cool.
Stuff like that. I don't think I'd want to go on a tour for our band where it's a bunch of 50-year-olds dudes rocking out. Like I love concerts you can go to and you can see a 13-year-old girl and then a 45-year-old dude. Yeah. And everybody's just having a great time. For me,
there's a big variety out there. Honestly, I saw a little 8-year-old out there with an Icon for Hire t-shirt in line.
Awesome.
She's like first in line.
You'll
She's
see
pumped.
a grandma with the same shirt. It's crazy. So.
It's awesome.
Yeah.
So I see you always write authority on your arm.
Oh, you see it from last night, yeah.
Well, it's on like for every show.
Mm-hmm.
What's up with that?
So it's just like a mental place. People always ask me, like, why don't you just get it tattooed? If I got it tattooed, it would be like the hair. I would just forget about it. Like, I don't even realize that it's colored. I wouldn't realize that it's on my skin. So I just, a lot of, like the little mental habits you have before a show, kind of like getting in the zone, finding your rhythm. And so that's one of them. And it just is like a reminder every time I write it that we have authority over the room. And so it's just, just a cool reminder to think about that when we're playing and act like it,
Yeah. Attitude.
Uh-huh.
All right. Now, being the guys in the band, what's her worst habit?
I've gotten the reverse question.
She is a real big germaphobe.
Okay.
And the rest of us, the guitar player and I, both grew up we didn't grow up in the boons, but we kind of grew up, we were country boys when we were little, we played outside, we didn't worry ever about germs.
And she's a germ.
And I hadn't my entire life, and then I got in a band with her, and then I had to watch how often I wash my hands, if I touched her food. I mean, you name it. Like, if we go to a gas station where they have to give you the key, I seriously think to myself, I have to be careful here because she always talks about how many germs are in that.
Which is true.
So I wash my hands, and I'll grip a piece of toilet paper. It's just little things like that. It affects everything, but I mean, honestly, if that's her worst habit, then we're not worried about it. It's not a big deal.
All right. Now let's reverse it. What about the guys? What's the worst thing about them?
Dude,
living in a van with them, and it's
they're
gotta be
all
hard.
individuals. I will just to preface it by saying that I think I'm super lucky. I've heard some really bad horror stories, and I've seen what the other band's vans and trailers sometimes look like, and it's just disgusting. And there's like old underwear in the corner all the time. And we're not that band, which I'm very grateful for. But I would say the smell sometimes just really weird.
That's
Which
how guys
he's
get.
worked on though. We got an air freshener a couple months ago, which we regularly open. And
It's true.
So we're trying. We light some candles and.
When you live in a van and you play shows that
It's understandable.
it's just like it's almost unavoidable with that many guys, but it is nice having her in the band, and we're all pretty clean people. So
They are. They're
Yeah.
cool.
So that's good. All right, you got any last words for us before we wrap this all up?
I guess we would want to like say thank you for getting to know us for a second and letting other people get to know us a little bit better. But like mostly thanks to all the kids that have been coming out all summer long supporting us, and hopefully they allow us to make this record and like stay patient and stay connected. And the best way right now is Facebook. As cliche as it is, we're on there all the time. You're on there all the time. Let's make the best of it. You know what I'm saying? So we still run all that ourselves and try to stay connected. And we read everything, and that's a really good way to like stay in touch, especially when we won't be on the road. That's gonna be all we've got.
When are you not on the road?
Well, November, December.
That's when the album's coming.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, so we're pumped for all this. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Hope you enjoyed the show.
Definitely. All right, check it out here with Higher.
We throw tantrums.